African valor, strong and true. Every single thing they do.
In the highlands of what is now Limpopo, South Africa, long before satellite weather and forecasts, a young queen stood atop a cliff, arms raised, clouds swirling at her command. Her name was Modjadji, the Rain Queen. Modjadji wasn't just a title, it was a sacred role passed from mother to daughter. The people of Balabidu believed these queens could summon rainfall with rituals and potions passed through bloodlines, guarded in secrecy. But how did it all begin? Legend says it started with a powerful spirit medium Queen Zugandini who fled a collapsing kingdom with sacred rainmaking secrets hidden in her bones. She traveled east, escaping betrayal, guided only by dreams and an ancient prophecy: your daughter's daughter will command the skies. Settling in the lush highlands, she declared a sacred vow: every Modjadji would remain unmarried, pass power through her daughters, and live in secrecy to preserve her divine calling. The first Rain Queen was young, barely 16. Her coronation was unlike any other. There were no drums, no warriors, only silence, wind, and the first droplets of rain in a long drought. Her power wasn't just mystical. It was strategic. Villages far and wide offered gifts, begging the Rain Queen to bring clouds over their crops. She had the sky's loyalty and everyone knew it. Rituals were held in moonlight. Herbs mixed in sacred pots. Dances performed barefoot to the beat of drums as ancestral spirits whispered over fire and smoke. Some said she could speak to the wind. Others believed she married the clouds. But one thing was sure: when the Rain Queen wept, the heavens wept too. By the time she was in her 20s, Queen Modjadji had become a living deity. No warlord dared attack her land. Even Shaka Zulu sent her gifts, calling her the only queen who commands kings. Modjadji's kingdom was not built on blood, but on balance. She lived in near-complete seclusion, seen only during rituals and rain ceremonies. Her silence made her even more powerful. No one was allowed to touch the Rain Queen. Her skin was sacred. Her voice was prophecy. Even her footsteps were said to bring fertility to the land. At dawn, her priestesses would gather water from sacred springs, water believed to listen to her spirit. Mixed with crushed leaves, it became the potion that summoned clouds. Each season, Queen Modjadji would retreat into the hills, guided only by birds and whispers. There, she danced alone, beneath moonlight, to stir the sky's breath. As rains returned, so did joy. The people didn't just cheer, they sang her name like a hymn: Modjadji, Rain Mother, Cloud Caller. And yet, the weight of power was heavy. No lover. No marriage. No true freedom. Her daughter would inherit the gift, and the loneliness. Visitors came from distant kingdoms. Scientists. Missionaries. Kings. All left with the same impression: this wasn't just folklore. This was something older than empires. When colonizers arrived in southern Africa, they dismissed her power, until drought ravaged the region, and even their missionaries sought her blessing. Modjadji didn't resist with weapons. She resisted with rain. In dry years, she withheld her rituals, and soon, even colonizers feared her silence. To maintain her lineage, the Rain Queen bore a daughter in secret, always with a chosen consort, never a public husband. The child was raised not as royalty, but as a vessel. The Rain Queen was more than a ruler, she was a spirit in human form. Her every dream was considered an omen, her every silence a warning. One year, a neighboring chief threatened war, demanding she send rain to his fields. The queen said nothing. That night, lightning struck his granary. Her people believed she didn't need to fight, because nature fought for her. Her enemies often fell to famine, floods, or mysterious illnesses. Modjadji's rituals became more intense during crises. Alone, she would drink sacred elixirs, dance into a trance, and call upon the sky ancestors for guidance. The elixirs were secret blends: wild herbs, bark from thunder trees, and water from the Cave of Echoes, only known by the Rain Queen and her spiritual guardians. Once, when a disease swept nearby lands, the Rain Queen performed a rare public ritual, standing on a rock, arms to the sky, chanting in an ancient tongue. The rain fell for 3 days. Streams returned. Crops revived. And as quickly as it had come, the illness vanished. But each miracle came with a price. Her health faded. Her eyes became dim. The spirits took from her as much as they gave. She trained her daughter in shadows. Not through words, but through feeling. They meditated together in silence, their spirits weaving like wind. When the queen knew her time had come, she gathered the elders. She passed down her sacred rain staff. Her final words. She will dream for you now. By the late 1800s, European colonizers had mapped most of southern Africa. But Modjadji's land appeared differently on every map. A mist-covered kingdom. An enigma. Some thought she was myth. But when British officials arrived and witnessed rain fall after her rituals, their journals became confused. Coincidence? Or power? Colonial governments tried to control her. They sent emissaries, offered deals, even threatened invasion. The queen didn't respond. Instead, drought returned. Even Shaka Zulu had once warned, "Do not war against the sky." The colonizers eventually backed down, not out of mercy, but out of fear. Modjadji's fame grew. Anthropologists visited. Writers romanticized her. Yet, she never appeared in person. She remained behind curtains of rain and mystery. She became legend. They called her Africa's rain goddess. But her people never saw her as a myth. To them, she was the bridge between earth and spirit. Her descendants inherited the throne, but with time, rituals faded, and modern pressures arrived. Christian missionaries condemned her power as witchcraft. Schools replaced shrines. Churches were built where rain dances once happened. But even still, the rains listened. Quietly, subtly, Modjadji remained. In 2005, the last rain queen, Limpopo Modjadji VI, died under mysterious circumstances at just 27. Some said the spirits rejected modernity. Others said the line had been broken. Yet legends don't die. They shift. They whisper. And every time a storm rolls over Limpopo, elders still pause and say, Modjadji is dancing again. In schools across Africa, her name is barely mentioned. But in the wind, in the rain, in the hushed voices of grandmothers, her story lives. Scholars have tried to explain her power, calling it psychology, coincidence, or cultural myth. But they can't explain how the clouds still gather when her name is sung. She didn't need chariots, spears, or fortresses. Her kingdom was built on respect, for nature, for silence, for the divine feminine. Today, her descendants walk the earth like any of us. Some in business, some in silence, others searching. But the rain, it remembers. The story of Modjadji is not just history, it's resistance. Against colonial erasure. Against forgetting. Against the myth that power must shout. Modjadji teaches us that power can be quiet. That strength can be sacred. That the earth listens, to those who honor it. Even today, the Balabidu people wait. There are whispers that a new rain queen will rise. And when she does, thunder will announce her. Beyond titles and shrines, she lives in every African woman who carries both silence and strength. In every girl who listens to the wind. Modjadji is not gone. She is rain. She is cloud. She is legend. And legend never dies, it simply changes form. So the next time the rain falls suddenly, gently, powerfully, remember her name. Queen Modjadji. The one who ruled the sky. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more legend stories.